In the frozen outskirts of our solar system, far past the fading breath of the sun, a lone spacecraft launched in 1977 still sends its faint voice home. That spacecraft is Voyager 2. For decades, it has ventured into regions no human has ever touched, returning data that reshaped our knowledge of the cosmos. But recently, something unexpected happened. Voyager 2 sent a signal, strange, broken, and wrapped in a distortion no one at NASA could explain. At first, it seemed like a malfunction. But what came next unsettled scientists worldwide. Because when engineers examined the transmission, they discovered it wasn't a normal system error. It didn't come from Voyager's known instruments. It came from somewhere else. Somewhere the probe wasn't supposed to be. The message hinted at something extraordinary. The edge of the solar system isn't a boundary at all. It's a threshold. And Voyager the 2nd of May have just stepped through. For years, the spacecraft has moved deeper into interstellar space, drifting through the dark at more than 34,000 miles per hour. Its aging instruments continued to function as expected, measuring plasma, cosmic rays, and magnetic fields. Then suddenly, the pattern changed. One of its onboard systems began to behave in ways no one had ever seen before. The control computer that keeps the spacecraft pointed toward Earth suddenly rerouted its transmissions through an ancient, long-dormant channel that hadn't been active in decades. The signal became scrambled. And yet, Voyager's orientation remained perfect, and its main signal stayed strong. It was as if the probe had chosen to send its data a different way, through a path that no one had commanded. Even stranger was what happened next. Buried within the corrupted transmissions, engineers found a repeating echo, what they began calling the heartbeat. Every 7.44 seconds, a low-frequency pulse emerged. It wasn't part of Voyager's design, and no command could erase it. It seemed to come not from inside the spacecraft, but from outside. When researchers decoded the hidden data using Voyager's old communication software, a disturbing image appeared. The corrupted packets weren't random noise, they formed patterns. Hexagons within hexagons, recursive shapes repeating like mathematical fractals. Some described them as digital crop circles. Others said they looked like self-replicating sequences, the kind found in nature and mathematics. Even more unsettling were the timestamps. They didn't match Voyager's current timeline. They were offset, as if the signal itself had been composed in another frame of time. One scientist privately admitted, this wasn't just data, it was a reply. The theory grew bolder. What if Voyager hadn't malfunctioned at all? What if it had brushed against something, a structure, a field, an unknown layer of space, capable of intercepting its transmissions and sending them back in altered form? The patterns weren't just distortions. They were reflections. Evidence of something analyzing the probe's signal and reshaping it before returning it. And then came the most haunting detail. Whatever did this also reactivated a dormant part of Voyager's hardware, something no natural interference should be able to do. It wasn't just listening, it was interacting. Inside NASA, the anomaly was quietly labeled Event V2X. Publicly, officials described it as a telemetry issue, quickly corrected. But behind the scenes, information became restricted. Researchers were reassigned. Independent analysts were asked to stop publishing their findings. Voyager's data, once freely shared, suddenly went dark. Meanwhile, a few rogue scientists began comparing Voyager 2's strange pulse with other unexplained signals, like the famous "wow" signal of 1977 and modern fast radio bursts. They found similarities. Mathematical ratios, prime number sequences, repeating intervals that didn't fit natural cosmic noise. The chilling conclusion was inescapable. Voyager's signal had been intercepted, altered, and returned by something with intelligence. Some believe the probe had crossed into what they now call the zone of echo, a region of space where signals don't just fade, but come back transformed. Here, transmissions were not only mirrored but refined, as if the field itself wanted clarity. It wasn't random. It was deliberate. The scientific community is now split. Some say it's exotic physics, magnetic turbulence, particles, or interference. Others argue it's the first genuine proof of contact. Not a spacecraft, not a voice in the stars, but a field of intelligence, something woven into the fabric of the universe itself. For nearly 50 years, Voyager 2 has drifted away from its makers, carrying a golden record of who we are. We expected silence. But instead, it may have opened a door. Not with a message we sent, but with the act of listening. And now, the greatest question is not whether we are alone, but whether someone, or something, has just answered. What do you think Voyager 2 really encountered? A trick of physics, or the beginning of a cosmic dialogue we never expected to hear?